Let's go to the morning of October 3rd. Let's just go through the whole day.
Yeah, I remember waking up. It was a sunny day. It was nice. And they were going to, I think they had decided already to play some volleyball, like officers versus NCOs and whatnot. I remember thinking, I'm going to go out for a run. I wasn't going to play volleyball. So I went out. I was going to go out for a run around the airport. And remember when I was leaving, they had taped the commander to a cot and propped him up as one of the players, so they couldn't count him as a player. So trying to spike the ball into his face and whatnot. But I remember seeing that when I was leaving and laughing because it was completely taped to this cot. And I went off for my run. Halfway through the run, maybe, pagers went off. I tried to run all the way back, and as fast as I could, it was like one of those, oh my God, I can't believe I'm halfway out on a 5-mile run. I got to run all the way back and get kitted up and get on the helos. By the time I got back, they were already firing the helos up. People were starting to run out. And I'm kitting up as fast as I can and grabbed everything I could. And, what's going on? I'll be back in an hour, It's one of those things. Okay, I don't need nods. I don't need water. I'm gone. Let's go. But everybody kind of thought that. Everybody did the same thing. Loaded up on the helos and sat there for a while. We sat there for a little bit. I had no idea what was going on, but it was the guy on the ground sending the signal in front of the wrong building kind of thing. Yes, they're here. Is he afraid to do it? Put up the VS-17 panel and show us in the sky that, yes, this is the meeting house kind of thing. So we're waiting for that to develop. We're sitting on the helicopter. We don't know. There's just blades are turning. We're waiting.
How many of you guys are there?
I want to say in all 90, maybe-ish, with the Rangers and everything. Total in 90.
How many Delta guys?
Let's see. Let me do the math. Well, I think we plussed up with other squadron people. I know we did. So it would have been 36, maybe 40.
40?
Maybe. Mostly Rangers. Mostly. Yeah. They're the larger element to surround us so we can do our job. It didn't work out that way. Yeah, so made it back, sitting on the bird waiting. Team leader comes out and starts screaming, we're doing this, blah, 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 we're going here. I'm like, okay, it's just like always, right? And they call the Irene. We take off and launch, and next thing you know, it's browning out already. We're starting to come in. It's already browned out. The little birds have made a gun run. The other little birds have come in and landed on the corners of the buildings wherever they need to go. So they're on top. And the Blackhawks came in for the Rangers to set them on the outer perimeter, and it browned everything out. So our helo had to get set on outside the perimeter. We were supposed to get dropped right in front of the target. We had to drop outside the perimeter in a clear area, and we started taking fire. So we had to identify any house to go in for cover. So we just picked a house, went in, and I remember this huge man standing there in front of me, but a gentle, huge man, And women behind him screaming, and he's holding a baby, like a little baby in his hands. And I'm trying to pull him over to get him to get away from the door and to take a knee. My friend's coming in and screaming because he doesn't see the baby now. This big man turned around, he thinks I'm struggling with him, and he's trying to get this big man down, kicking him behind the knees. And I'm grabbing the baby, I'm trying to keep the baby. And the guy goes down to his knees, hand him the baby, and, they cuff him and made a plan, like, how are we going to get out of here? We got to get out of here and get back around to the target. So we just kind of devised a quick plan, waited for things to settle down in the dirt and everything so we could see. Pulled back out of the house, turned back down the road we were on. And I remember moving on both sides of the street. And me and the other guy, Jake, were in the middle. And I remember two vehicles, really nice vehicles, coming out of that area with nice dressed, 4 nice dressed men in each one. And I thought, and I stopped the vehicles, screaming on my team leader, Pete, what do we do? Hey, this could be them. This might be him, And he's like, it's not the target. Keep going. I'm like, oh, shit. So we keep going. I don't know, right?
What is the target?
It is just one of the houses that they were having a meeting in. A bunch of the Adidas leaders were having a meeting there. It was just a home. And
was it
right
a capture kill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully to capture, to get information on a deed. Not sadly, but most of them died on the exfil in the 5-ton by their own people. But fought our way into that target, and they had already had everyone detained, handcuffed, but they had pulled out to move to another building to pull up security. So we went in and started searching the building, finding AKs here and there underneath stuff. They had these huge 50-pound bags of sugar. They were making Coca-Cola or something there. It was weird. I remember searching up top, like pulling out these 50-pound bags of sugar and looking underneath them. And one guy was handcuffed on the ground already. And I remember dropping one of those bags and it landed on him. He's like let out this moan. I'm like, oh man, you know, I didn't want to do that, right? And so we searched the whole place and I'm asking people questions and nobody's answering, you know, right? And there's a safe there. I'm like, who knows the combo to the safe? Nobody's saying anything. All right, interpreter, who knows the combo to the safe? I ask him, nobody says anything. Okay, next person that doesn't know the combo to the safe is going to get shot in the face, you know? So I'm like, oh, here's the combo's this. I'm like, oh, that works, you know? Threatening people works. So open up the safe, sack of Somali money in there. I'm like, yes, I have a big score for me, right? Put it in a garbage bag, you know, and I got cash in a garbage bag. I got it on my shoulder. We're going to exfil. And I'm going to have this bag of cash, you know, I won the day. And so we're prepping for exfil. And I hear an RPG and it's an explosion. I end up looking down the street and it's one of the 5-tons got hit. And I'm like, uh-oh, like, whoa, you know, like we're getting hit now. That's weird. The fact that we'd already taken fire on infill, and we had already lost one ranger who fell 90 feet of Blackburn. I don't know what I either didn't grab the rope, the brownout, whatever, fell 90 feet and landed. Instantly had a medevac for him. And so I think they loaded him up on a Humvee and we're driving back to try to get him, which saved his life. So we're down those people. And that was on infill. Catch back up to prepping to exfil now. I remember moving around that building to another courtyard, probably off of that building, metal walls, you know, the metal gates that they open and close. And there was a car parked in there. And there was 2 teams in there, my team and, I don't know, another team from us and then some Rangers. And we'd shut the gate. We're kind of waiting on the vehicle convoy to roll up and we'll get in and we'll go home. And I thought, well, I'm going to slash that wasn't first. And I remember standing there waiting to exfil. I'm laughing. I got the bag of cash on my shoulder. We're talking, man, I hope we make it back for dinner. You know, we're still cracking jokes. And then that Ranger's neck just opened up right there. And he kind of fell over. You can see a hole in the metal gate. And I'm like, you know, oh shit. The medics jump on him, start grabbing up his neck. And I'm like, oh, this is growing into something worse, you know? I remember getting nervous, but still like, we're going to be home for dinner, right? You know, just joking around. And then another RPG, and I remember looking up and seeing it hit the helicopter, the tail of the helicopter.
You saw it hit.
Yeah, and it just started auto-rotating. I'm like, oh, man, no, you know? And it crashed a little bit northwest of us, or northeast of us, and devised another quick plan, all right? Calling up higher, you know, whatever team leader's doing at the time. I know now he was calling up higher, getting, you know, where's it at? Guide me to it, get the convoy to go to it. You know, the mission had just changed. You know, now we got to get to that helo.